Hello and welcome to Yoga and Wellness with Amanda. I'm Amanda, and in today's video we are going to do a gentle morning yoga flow. So you woke up, you're feeling a little stiff, you need to get a little movement in the body, work out some of those kinks. This practice is for you. We won't be needing any props for today's practice, but if you have a yoga mat, we'll go ahead and grab that, find a place to set up and get started. All right, so let's get started. We are going to begin in an easy seated pose. You can find Sukhasana, or if you'd like to find a fire log pose while keeping the shins parallel, even seated staff if you'd like to extend the legs out in front of you. Always an option to put a blanket or a yoga block beneath the hips to create a little bit more comfortable seat. But we're gonna start with, in our seated position here, and just go ahead and take a couple shoulder rolls. I know that's one thing when I wake up in the morning, my back and my shoulders feel a little stiff, so we're just gonna bring a little bit of motion into that part of the body, easy shoulder rolls, and if you wanna switch it up and switch directions, we can do that. Just taking a couple more deep breaths here. And then we're going to kind of take this pose to the next level by extending the arms out to a T and just make little baby circles with our arms. You can work your way up and start moving in bigger circles if you'd like, until eventually maybe we're doing full body arm sweeps here. Perfect. And then we're actually going to switch directions starting out in these big circles. So we'll sweep forward and then back. And then we're just gonna slowly start making smaller circles with those arms, waking up the shoulders and the upper body. And then finally, finding stillness and relaxing the arms. We're gonna circle sweep, reach the arms up overhead, big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lovely, 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Wonderful. Relax the hands, and we're gonna take a couple of neck stretches here. So begin just by bringing opposite ear to opposite shoulder very slowly. Do a couple of those, and then we'll switch directions by bringing the chin into the chest and then gazing up towards the sky. Continuing to breathe here through each stretch. And then after you've done a couple of each of those, go ahead and take a couple of neck circles. Now, whatever pattern or rhythm or rotation feels good to you, depending on the stiffness and the body, only do what feels comfortable and really make it your own. Keep breathing throughout. And then go ahead and wiggle out the spine a little bit. We're gonna do a little bit longer stretch for the neck. So we're gonna leave the left hand on the leg. Right hand, we're gonna reach up overhead, really reach up to the sky, big breath in. And on the exhale, bring the right hand over the head to find the left ear and gently guide the right side of the head towards the right shoulder. This is creating a nice lengthen down the side of the neck, and find that angle that feels good. We're just allowing gravity to do the work here. We're not pressing on the head, we're just allowing it to assist gravity and finding the position that feels good. Breathe into the stretch. And then return to neutral, slowly release. And we're gonna do the same stretch on the opposite side. Inhale, reach that left arm up towards the sky, really reach out through those fingertips. And on the exhale, the left hand finds the right ear, gently guiding the left side of the head towards the shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall and finding that stretch that feels good. Breathing into the side body. Repositioning as needed, or if you just feel like you need to move the stretch. All the while breathing deeply and sitting up nice and tall, long straight spine. 1 more round of breath here. and then slowly release and come back to center. If you'd like, you can switch the cross in the legs just to kind of balance things out here. And we're gonna do a little twist flow with our breath. So I'll demonstrate first so you can see, and then I'll guide us through a couple rounds together. So our inhales are gonna be to center. Our first exhale will be to the right. Left hand will come to right knee, right hand will come to plant on the mat by our hip. Our second inhale will be back to center, and then our second exhale will be towards the left, right hand to opposite knee, left hand to plant on the mat beside the hip. We'll inhale back to center, and we'll repeat about 3 times. So we'll start with hands at heart center, big breath in, and out through the mouth. And we'll begin. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist right, left hand to the knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist left, right hand to left knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist right. Whoops, easy for me to say. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. One more each side. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And exhale, center. Awesome, great job. One more thing we're gonna do here in our seated position is we're gonna take a little stretch for our side body. So to begin, right hand is gonna come to plant on the mat beside us. Inhale, reach that left arm towards the opposite side of the room. Really sink down in the hips on the left side. The right hand is just here to keep us balanced, and really reach out through those fingertips, creating a nice stretch along the side body. And maybe play with the angle, maybe bend a little bit forward, or open the heart space and lean a little bit back. Just find a stretch that feels good. What does your body need to wake up a little bit this morning? Breathing into the pose. And on the next exhale, we'll switch sides. Circle sweep that left arm all the way down to the mat, and inhale, reach that right arm up and overhead towards the left side of the room. Feeling grounded through the sit bones in the right hip. Reach out through those fingertips and create length and space along the right side of the body. And maybe on this side, find what feels good. Moving forward or backwards. Just a little bit, opening the heart space, rotating a little bit. Move slowly, mindfully, and gently here. We're trying to wake up the body and create space. Breathing into the stretch. Couple more breaths, maybe one more round. And on the exhale, we'll bring that right hand back to the mat, and here we are back at center. From here, we're going to find our tabletop position. So we're going to swing our knees around and come up onto all fours. And we want to have our fingers spread nice and wide on the mat here. Knees are about hip distance apart, hands are about shoulder distance apart. And for this one, I'm going to have us curl our toes underneath us here. Really feel the weight distributed evenly between the hands and each fingertip. And we're going to take a couple rounds of cat and cow. So on the inhale, find our cow pose, gaze forward, big breath in. On the exhale, cat pose, allow the head to hang, press away from the earth as we arch the spine. Inhale back to cow. And exhale to cat. Move with your breath. Inhale, cow. Maybe your breath is a little bit quicker or slower than mine. Exhale, cat. Just allow each breath to guide you or follow along. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. We'll do one more. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. and return to a neutral spine. Great job. So now from here, I just want us to kind of start to rock the body front to back. We're sinking the hips, bringing the shoulders in front of the wrists here. Maybe each time we begin to lower the body down a little bit further, flowing with the breath. Each movement is led by an inhale or an exhale. And on this next exhale, we're going to sink down into child's pose. So I know our toes are curled here. We're going to keep them curled and just lower the forehead to the mat where you are. Keep the arms in a goalpost position, and we're just going to be here for like 2 more breaths. And just notice how this feels in the body. And then on the next inhale, press the body back up into that tabletop position and uncurl the toes. Bring those big toes to touch, and we're going to come into traditional extended child's pose. Bringing the hips down to the heels, reaching up towards the mat. Really extend the arms as far as feels comfortable here. Maybe now we're sending the breath into the shoulders. And just creating space in the body. Few more breaths here. And on the next inhale, reach the fingertips even further forward. Lift the palms so only fingertips are on the mat. Breathe here for a moment. And then when you're ready, begin to bring the hands back in towards the body, and we'll come back into our tabletop position. From here, we're going to find an extended puppy pose modification. So we're going to begin in our tabletop, and we're just going to begin to walk our hands towards the top of the mat as we bring the chest towards the mat. Now, ideally, I'm going to scoot back a little bit on my mat here. We want to keep a nice 90-degree bend in our legs. So we don't want to sink the hips back or too much forward here. We're going to lower down, keeping the hips up, and bring the chest, the chin, or the forehead to the mat, depending on what's in your practice today. This is a nice stretch for the back body, creating some space in the spine. Breathe into the stretch. And then slowly, once again, begin to walk the hands in towards the body as we return into a tabletop position. All right, now from here, we are going to find our first downward dog of practice. So we're going to plant the hands on the mat, fingertips are spread nice and wide, curl the toes beneath you, and on the next breath in, lift the hips up towards the sky. And allow the head to hang, and just pedal out the feet a little bit here. Bending one knee and then the other. Taking a full body stretch, finding the full expression of the pose. Pull the calves towards the back of the room. Really grip the mat with all the corners of the hands and the fingers. Energetically reach the heels towards the mat. And when you're ready, bend the knees generously and walk the feet towards the hands, and we're going to find our forward fold. Allow the body to hang, and we're going to take ragdoll. So I'm going to turn towards the camera just so you can see this a little bit better. We're going to heel toe the feet a little bit wider than the hips, so maybe to the outer edges of our mat. We're still in our forward fold. We're going to bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. Allow the head to hang heavy. Bend the knees as much as feels good. Feel the nice stretch down the back of the leg and a release in the upper body and the neck. You can stay still, or if you want to find a little bit of movement in the pose, just gently rock the body from side to side. All the while breathing deeply. Feel the upper body expand with every breath. Last round of breath here. We'll find stillness and we'll release the hands. We're gonna stay in our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, bring the back nice and flat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And from here, we're gonna come into a wide leg forward fold. So go ahead and kind of plant the fingertips on the mat, bend the knees nice and wide, and sort of walk the feet out as much as feels good. So I rotated on my mat, so you might have to do that as well, just so you have a little bit more grip here, because we don't want anyone to slide off the mat. And you can have the toes facing forward, or if you're a little bit more comfortable, have them facing out to the side. And we're gonna do a little stretch for the lower body now. So we're gonna take a halfway lift before we begin. So we'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breath in here to get started. And out. So we're gonna do a little side lunge. So we're gonna bend the right knee as we shift the body towards the right, bring the heel to the mat on the left side and point those toes up towards the sky. Now, if you don't feel very stable, you can always be near a wall to help support you for this pose. Otherwise, just use the hands on the mat and just kind of hover over that bent knee, creating a nice stretch in the left leg here. Awesome. Take a breath here. Woo, I'm a little wobbly. And on the next inhale, we're gonna switch sides. So bring that left foot back down to the mat, bring the body up, and on the exhale, we're gonna side lunge now to the left. Rotate that right heel now is on the mat and right toes are facing up. Awesome. Feel that stretch down the right leg. I'm a little wobbly this morning, it's okay. We'll do one more on each side just to kind of see how it feels the second time. So we're gonna inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lunge right. Same thing, left toes are now facing up towards the sky. Great job. And we'll switch sides. Inhale, lift the hips, and exhale, lunge to the left. I always feel like Spider-Man or something. Perfect. Woo! Okay, I'm super wobbly, so I'm really glad I have this wall right here. All right, didn't think that was gonna happen. Inhale, lift the hips. We're gonna come back to center. Have the toes face the front of the room. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Awesome. We're gonna heel toe the feet back into the body until they're about hip distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees generously as you begin to lower the hips down to the mat. And we're gonna find our seated position once more. This time we are going to find butterfly pose. So we're gonna bring the soles of the feet to touch and open up those feet. Feel a nice stretch in our legs. Sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in, shine the heart space. And on the exhale, lead with that heart space and begin to fold forward and find whatever degree of fold you have this morning. If your face is closer to the floor, that's great. If not, that's great too. This is a early morning yoga flow and I just don't quite have that flexibility yet, so this is the extent of my fold. Maybe give the feet a little bit of a massage if that's your thing. If you don't like touching your feet, totally skip this. But we're just trying to give the body some attention and wake it up. Breathing into the fold here. Relaxing the head and neck if desired. And then slowly, when ready, return back to that seated position. We're going to use the hands to guide those knees together, and we're going to come into another fold. This is going to be a little bit of a straddle forward fold here. So we're going to extend the right leg, not quite to center, but a little bit out to the side, and then we're going to bring the inside of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, sit up nice and tall as we bring the arms up towards the sky, and on the exhale, rotate that, easy for me to say, rotate towards the extended leg, and then fold forward. Taking a few breaths here. Keeping this extended knee bent as much as you need to feel comfortable in the pose. And then when you're ready, slowly rise back up to seated, and we're gonna do a little switcheroo and do this on the opposite side. So this time the left leg is gonna extend out to a straddle. We're gonna bend the right leg, right sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, rotate towards the extended leg and fold forward, releasing those hands to the mat and settling into the fold. Feeling a nice stretch in the back body, relaxing the head and neck. Few breaths here. And then when you're ready, returning back to a seated position. We're going to come back into our easy seated pose, our Sukhasana or fire leg pose or fire log pose. Hello. We're going to take a couple cycles of breath with our arms. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. And this time we're going to interlace the fingers, press the palms forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the arms all the way down. Inhale, reach back up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath here. And if you'd like to close out practice with me, we'll bring our thumb knuckles to forehead. The beautiful, abundant, brightly shining light in me sees, honors, and respects that same light in each and every one of you. Namaste. And we did it. We made it through another yoga flow together. Thank you so much for joining me for this morning yoga flow. I hope your body feels invigorated and your mind is awake. Maybe you're just a little bit more prepared to take on the day. If you have any questions about today's practice or any suggestions for future videos, don't forget to drop those in the comment section below. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you really liked this video, consider subscribing so then you can get notified every Thursday morning when I post a new video to this channel. Until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.